I never thought love could be so terrifyingly beautiful. That's how Reza, a young, successful entrepreneur, describes the most extraordinary chapter of his life. Reza had it all: wealth, looks, and a booming real estate business in the heart of Jakarta. Women admired him, men envied him, and everyone wanted to be in his orbit. Yet behind the glitz and glamour, Reza felt an emptiness he couldn't quite explain, as though something essential was missing from his seemingly perfect life. One stormy evening, as he drove home late from a business meeting, his car broke down on a desolate road near a dense forest. Rain poured relentlessly. As he stepped out to inspect the problem, his phone's flashlight revealed a shadowy figure standing just off the road. A woman, drenched and standing still. She wore a simple white dress, soaked through, her long hair falling in wet strands over her face. Her eyes glowed faintly, almost hypnotically, even in the dark. She introduced herself as Sari, explaining that she was lost and had no way home. Feeling an unexplainable pull toward her, Reza offered her a ride into the city. The drive was quiet, with Sari saying little, though her presence filled the car with an odd energy. Reza couldn't shake the feeling that something was different about her. Days passed, and just as he began to forget the mysterious encounter, fate brought them together again. This time, it was at a quiet cafe. Sari looked different, less ethereal and more human, but still impossibly beautiful. They began talking, and before long, a connection blossomed between them. Their conversations turned into dinners. Dinners turned into long walks. And soon Reza found himself falling for her. Sari was unlike anyone he had ever met. Though she remained guarded about her past, Reza didn't press her, believing that what they had was enough. In a matter of months, he proposed. Their wedding was intimate, held in a small garden under strings of fairy lights. Everyone marveled at how perfect they looked together, as if destiny had handpicked them. For a while, their marriage was blissful. Reza felt like the void in his heart had finally been filled, and he was happier than ever before. But one night, everything changed. Reza came home earlier than usual and found the house eerily silent. Calling out for Sari, he walked into their bedroom and froze. There, coiled on the floor, was an enormous snake with iridescent scales shimmering under the faint moonlight streaming through the window. Its piercing eyes, golden and familiar, stared back at him. And in that moment, Reza realized the impossible. This was Sari. Unable to move, he stood rooted to the spot as the snake began to shift, its body elongating and morphing back into the woman he loved. Sari's face was streaked with tears as she fell to her knees, pleading with him to listen. She revealed her secret. She was a serpent spirit. She confessed her love for him was real, even if her existence was not entirely human. Reza's mind swirled with disbelief, fear, and heartbreak. But as he looked into her tear-filled eyes, he couldn't deny that his love for her was still intact. He decided to stay, vowing to accept her for who she was. Strange occurrences began to plague their lives. Objects moving on their own, shadows creeping where there was no light, and terrifying dreams that left Reza gasping. Sari did everything she could to protect him, but she knew the forces at work were beyond her control, threatening both their worlds. One morning, Reza woke up to find her gone, with only a letter left behind. In it, she explained her love was too great to risk his safety. Reza was devastated. For weeks, he struggled to make sense of her absence, torn between anger, sorrow, and the faint hope that she might return. But as time passed, he began to understand her sacrifice. Sari's departure was her ultimate act of love, a painful but selfless choice to protect him. Now, on stormy nights, Reza finds himself staring out into the darkness, thinking of Sari. He wonders if she's out there, watching over him as she promised. Though she's gone, her memory lives on in his heart, a bittersweet reminder that true love is not always about holding on, but sometimes about letting go.